everybody, Jeff Yenser, CreativeMusicGenius.com. Thanks for watching today, and we're going to talk about zones on the fretboard of the guitar and three-note chords that are going to anchor those zones. Now these zones, like there's a zone here, there's a zone here, there's a zone here, there's a zone here, right? They're all over. This is C major, by the way, everywhere on the fretboard, which is a three-note chord, right? It's a major chord, so you could use a major chord, a minor chord, or if you add your imagination, any combination of three notes. But today we're sticking with C major, right? And we're using these notes of the chord as anchor points, right? As the foundation, right? So let's just look at this one right here. We got a C major, right? On the guitar, right there, right? Now red is the root, the C, okay? I don't have my little line under that, but red is C, yellow is E, and blue is G, right? So C, E, G, those are the notes of a C major chord. So we find them, right, wherever we play a chord, right? So we learn chords all up and down the fretboard, right? But there's a zone, right? Now every other note of the C major scale is next door to one of these notes, right? So if I take my G, A is right up next to it, right? Now if I take my C, I can slide right up to D or back to B. And I can play little riffs, right? But I'm always focusing on whatever chord I'm playing over top of. Those are my anchor notes, and I come back to those notes at the beginning of a phrase, at the end of the phrase, on a strong beat, on a down beat, right? Right? And up here, that's my E, right? So F is just right next door. And then we're back to G again, right? And if I pick up my E, I got the D, right? So D, there's D, E, F, G. So there's every note of the C major scale. So you can do this with any chord, right? Now, okay, so here's a zone up here, right? If I go up to the 12th fret and the 13th, right? I got another C major, right? So C, there's B, C, there's D. I can play a little riff, right? Right behind B is A, right? Here's G up here, right? Which is part of my three-note chord, right? There's G in blue, right? Slide up to A, up to B, back to A, and G, and there's F behind it, E, F. So I can play little zones to play lead without having to memorize scales and where they are and all of that, right? I can just take a triad, three-note chord, right? And use that as my anchor point, right? And that's the best way to come up with melodies, riffs, leads, right? If, say you took a chord progression, right? You created one, or you found one on the internet, or your friend hands you a chord progression and say, like, write a melody to this, right? You're gonna look at what chord is it, and how can I focus, right, on those notes to create my melody, right? Yes, I'll use other notes in the scale, but these are like, the notes of the chord are like gravity points, right? And the other notes are like little moons that orbit, right? So there's my G, there's my A, there's my F, right? So I can orbit out to those, but then come back and land on one of the chord tones, right? And, you know, same thing, right? Here's C, there's D, right? There's B, right? So you got zones all over the fretboard, like when you play lead guitar, right? Most lead guitar players, you know, they play in one zone for a little bit, and then they'll move up to another zone, and they'll move up to another zone. They might move quickly between them, or they might move, you know, whatever pace they like. And it depends on the chords, right? So they're just gonna play over top of the chord. You can't go wrong. As a beginning guitarist, you just can't go wrong by playing the notes of the chord while somebody's playing it, right? So it's about focus and anchoring and gravity, right? So anyways, I hope this helps you understand the guitar fretboard. The next time we come on, we're gonna play two chords, right? And we'll create a little jam, right, where we move back and forth between different chords, you know, and find our anchor points on the fretboard, and that'll help us create a beautiful piece of music. Jeff Yancey, creative music genius. Thanks for watching.